We've come together pretty good. It's obviously preseason, so you're trying to work out the kinks, and we have a pretty meticulous way that we like going about things. We have a lot of new additions, a lot of guys that are contributing already, and it's just figuring out the place and how we want to implement them against the tough road schedule and tough GSC schedule that we have. We brought in a lot of sophomores or upperclassmen. We tend to go after some of the transfers, a little bit more experience, but we brought in 12 guys. A lot of them have stepped up already. Filippo Perry, who scored yesterday in our scrimmage, did very, very well. The heat's starting to get to him. I think he's transitioning a little differently from Italy. Michael Dowling is a transfer grad student from Chihuahua who came and just fit in perfect to the back line. Ash, who is a true freshman, he's from New Zealand. He's a little quiet, but he's come in and he's done a pretty good job on the back line, matching up with Michael. So we've got a couple of guys that are stepping up, and we've got some young guys that really surprised me. I think Thales, who's a Brazilian kid, we knew he was good. We didn't know how smooth he was going to be on the ball and how confident that he was going to adjust. Has done fantastic. So I'm really excited. I'm leaving guys out, but those are the guys that have impressed me this last weekend. And
yeah, there's a lot of new guys, but I feel like Coach is doing a good job of explaining everything. And he told us from the beginning that it was going to be a different system or kind of difficult to understand. But I feel like the guys they're hungry and they're ready to learn. And through the 2 preseason games, we've definitely seen improvement from the first one to the second one and playing in the new system. So.
Boys are really cool. Like, obviously, I knew all the old boys and we had a good bunch, and the new boys have only come in and complemented to that. There's no one causing problems. The morale's really good. The chemistry's really good, and I'm excited with the new boys. They're good lads, good players.
I think new players are really good. We have really good chemistry in the team. New guys are really nice people, and I think we have great group of players. Expectations are high, but I think it may be really good here for us.
We lost some guys that have been with me for a while, so they heard me yell at them for a couple of years. That's always hard when you lose experience like that. But we've I don't want to say replaced it, but we've brought in some guys that have some experience and have some athleticism. And then when you have a goalkeeper like Kuta who gives backlines a little bit of confidence to kind of, well, he's going to save a couple. He's going to stop a shot here. He's going to stop a shot there. It makes the pressure go down, and I think that's what's going to help us this year, knowing that we've got one of the best statistical keepers in the country in net. Helps when you can think about stopping and putting shutouts out.
I think defense in this season will be really good. We have very good players, very good good defenders. We have 2 new central backs, Mike and Ash. I think they are really good players, and we all together can keep a lot of clean sheets in this season.
The players that we have now are doing a good job. The first game, we let it slide a little bit, but then the second game we got a shutout with Mikey in the center defense. He's doing a really good job. And Ashlyn, even though he's the youngest, he's doing a really good job as well. So I think as the season goes, I think we're going to do a really good job at keeping the shutouts and being good at defending.
Liam started off on fire. He's done really well so far, knock on wood. That will continue. He's always been a quality player. I think he just more gets in his head himself. I think that once he figures out that he is really good and he knows that he's really good, nobody's going to stop him on the field. We also have a couple other guys, Mata, Kranar, Isaac. We've got some guys in the attack that are just one goal, one moment away from just flipping the switch, and then I've got a problem because we've got 4 or 5 guys that I can start up there, but we only play with 2 forwards. So it's a great problem for me to have. It's just a matter of figuring it out and who's hot and who does teams have to worry about on the day. It's exciting for me. I'm happy with it.
I feel it is a fairly young team, but I feel like we have a lot of juniors as well that have been through the same thing. So I think we have a good mixture of experienced players and young players that are really hungry to get to the finals. And I think when we get to that point, we're going to just take it over. The
reality is that we like to set goals as our players are playing as best as they can, and we're not missing poor opportunities, and we're not giving up poor opportunities. It's reasonable to expect that this group has the talent to do a lot of very, very good things. I think we'll be in the conversation regionally, we'll be in the conversation nationally. How hard, how high, and where we stand at the end of the season is going to matter, or it's going to come down to the guys. I can plan and I can scheme, but it's going to be who finishes the goal, who stops the goal, little small pieces that make us the national threat that we should be. I mean, I'd love to say that we could play in the national final because I think we could, but setting that hard goal, I want to be more realistic with what we can get done, and I think that's just play to our capabilities and then let everybody else figure out where that is at the end of the year.
Well, as you said, I'm one of the older guys on the team, and in the past years, I've seen teams with a lot of talent not make it as far as we should, just because maybe we're not all on the same page or not all together. And that's probably the main thing I'm looking for in this team this year is togetherness and making sure we're all working towards the same goal and all on the same page.
Yeah, I want to be conference champions. I want to go to the national tournament. I want to have a ring. I want to do everything that you would expect, because I look at the players we've got in the team and I look at what we're capable of, and I know we can do it. So I feel like if all the players perform the way they know they can this year, that's minimum for us.